story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
It's so good to have you join us again on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Frank Omalape. The alleged co-mastermind of the Nyanya bombing, Sadiq Oguche, has denied playing a role in the attack that killed at least 75 people. But other suspects insisted during a parade that the army deserter knew about the bomb attack on the bus terminal on the outskirts of Abuja. The Department of State Security also maintained none of the 6 bomb suspects is related, contrary to claims by the Australian negotiator Stephen Davies. The report.
It's 2 months after the British-born bomb suspect was extradited to Nigeria from Sudan. Now, he is in custody, telling investigators all he knows about the bomb attack. But when he was paraded alongside 6 other suspects, Oguche denies having any links with Boko Haram.
I was in Sudan when it happened. So you were not involved with it, you didn't plan it? I was not involved. This is it. Are you a Boko Haram member? No, I was not a member. Who are you? I'm a minister of Oguche. How did they link me to Boko Haram? I had a friend that was a Boko Haram member. Who? How long are you friends with? It's been like up to like 6 months. Why you know you're a Boko Haram member? Why don't you report? Yeah, I was afraid. I was scared of them. I mean, but were you aware of the plan to bomb the park? I was not aware.
His claim of innocence was countered by another suspect.
The last man there, you know him.
Okay, thank you. I don't know the name. It's here today.
Security operatives say they are still on the trail of the ringleader of the group. DSS also used the opportunity to clear the air on claims by the Australian negotiator that 3 of the suspects live with a central bank official who handles funds for the insurgent group.
For the avoidance of doubt, we wish to state that of the 6 suspects in our custody, none is related to another by blood. In other words, none is a cousin or nephew to any other, and only 2 suspects, namely Yao Seidu and Anas Issa, have ever lived together at the makeshift clinic called Kishi Clinic, operated by Rufai Abubakar Siga, a co-mastermind of the bomb blast who is still at large.
For now, the DSS is not ready to charge the suspects to court as further investigation is ongoing on the deadly Yaya bombing.
The Department of State Security has dismissed recent claims by Australian negotiator Stephen Davies that former Chief of Army Staff Azubike Hejereka is a sponsor of Boko Haram. The service also disclosed that he has twice quizzed the former governor of Borno State, Ademodu Sharif, and has again summoned him over the latest allegation by the Australian. DSS spokesman person Marilyn Orga made this known on the sidelines of the parade of the co-mastermind of the Nyanya bomb attack, Sadiq Oguche, alongside 5 other suspects.
It's absolutely uncharitable for us as Nigerians to reward somebody who laid down his life in pursuing these same people, for us to accept that he can in any way be associated as sponsoring the same sect. He, together with this service, the military together with this service, succeeded in, bringing their activities in Kano, Okene, and other parts of Nigeria to a halt and pushing them to Sambisa Forest. It's the same man we want, because he's no longer in office, to say that he's the one that is sponsored. I think it's being wicked. That shouldn't be the way we should reward people who lay down their lives to provide a secure environment for us. As for the former governor, he's been invited twice by this service, and the service has also invited him again.
The incessant attacks of Boko Haram insurgents on Bama, Borno State has continued to generate reactions from Nigerians. Speaking on a flagship running program called Digest, public affairs analyst Adeyemi Aromolaro says government needs to be more proactive and sincere in tackling terrorism in the country.
The only thing we want our government to do is the government needs to get sincere. Otherwise, nothing positive may be achieved. Yes, those guys, they have the money with which they are buying their weapons. If it were to be in the South, we would say, oh, they are giving out oil, crude oil to get weapons. But what do they have to give? No, so we can begin to insinuate that, look, their sponsors must be international, no more local, for them to have the sophisticated weapons that are superior to our home military authorities that is chasing away the military. Then it tells us a lot that these guys, they are well equipped, they are well funded. And if we're talking of the source of funding, then we should look far, far beyond the Nigeria environment.
For Joe Udumaki, President Women Rise Initiative, the Bring Back Our Girls campaign is still on and will be sustained for as long as the female students remain in Boko Haram's captivity.
There is the need for us to keep that issue on the front burner so that our girls are never forgotten. And I think that apart from having the girls back, rescuing them, we will also have arrangements when these girls are back. How would they be reabsorbed? Scholarship. So it's not that all hope is lost. Although one thinks of the fact that the rescue, they must painstakingly rescue the girls, because it's not going to do us any good. God forbid. I even hate to think of it. Imagine the fact that nobody will also want to fathom the fact that we want the girls, we want Sambisa to be bombed, and if the girls are alive or dead, we should bring them. No, we want them rescued. We want them alive.
President Goodluck Jonathan is convinced that whoever succeeds him will not face the challenge of electricity supply in the country. He also reaffirmed his commitment to putting up structures that will make Nigeria a reference point in credible elections. The president disclosed these when he played host to a delegation of the National Association of Nigerian Students, which not only named him a grand patron but also challenged the opposition to a national debate.
For those of us at this age, I always say that, in fact, if it is a curve that you have drawn, you are looking down. You are no longer looking up. So we must build a Nigeria for the future. As a Nigeria for you, a Nigeria for our children, and a Nigeria for our grandchildren. The challenges we pass through, our children should not. By the day one of you will sit here, that person should not be thinking about power or no power. We should be thinking about different things. So we must collectively build a Nigeria for the future. And working with you, we will get that Nigeria that we want.
Nigerians have been urged to make the right choice on the coming 2015 general elections. The advice was given at the 5th Gani Fayemi Memorial Lecture in Lagos. Luashi Adegoke has the details in this report from our studios.
They came from all walks of life to honor the man who for so many years stood on the side of the Nigerian masses, who for so long have been denied access to improved living standards. The occasion was the Gani Fayemi Memorial Lecture held in Lagos. The theme of the talk, which is the state of the nation and 2015 general elections, aptly reflects the mood of the country at this time. At this forum, comments on the political situation of Nigeria were not in short supply. Issues ranging from health to security of the nation were discussed. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, wants politicians to desist from using the Boko Haram insurgency as a bait for their illegalities.
A part of Nigeria has been annexed by the Boko Haram sect, and they have named the place the Caliphate Republic. As of this morning, not less than 10,000 Nigerians are in Cameroon as refugees. They've left their homes, and we want to warn both the APC and the PDP, the two ruling parties in Nigeria, dominant parties, to stop politicizing the Boko Haram menace. What is required on the part of all of us is to unite and fight this dangerous phenomenon.
Guest lecturer at the occasion, Professor Akin Oyebode, says Nigeria is at a crossroad and needs a quick fix solutions.
People should stand up to be counted, take their destiny in their hands, and kick misrule out packing in our environment. We must justify, make sure that those who come to office justify the faith and confidence that we repose in them, okay? Make them accountable and ensure that we have transparency and pro-people government.
Former Petroleum Minister Professor Tam David West says Nigerians needs to evolve into a true nation quickly. Otherwise, the current challenges facing the country will persist.
We are great Nigerians, we are very great people. We are so optimistic. What do you expect of a country where a PhD says 16 is greater than 19? What do you expect of a country that headed by a PhD that says 16 is greater than 19? A country where the vote of the president for food is 1 billion naira a year, yet he cannot pay 18,000 naira minimum wage. It's a great country, we must salvage it. But over the years, I've got to lose faith in our election and our leaders. A nation where a president will say that stealing and corruption are different. Stealing and corruption are different. If you say stealing, if you don't know what is corruption, how can you fight it?
As the 2015 general elections draw closer, many Nigerians' activities are now skewed towards politics, a clever indication that everyone is interested in who governs the country. The power of the electorate through the ballot should be taken seriously.
It's still CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a break now. I'll be back shortly after this timeout. Join us again.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes, and bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces, or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Glad to have you back now. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has declared his interest in seeking the ticket of the All Progressive Congress for the 2015 presidential election. He has also named a veteran strategist, Babalola Borishade, to coordinate his campaigns. Atiku's media advisor, Garba Shehu, disclosed this in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja. He added that the former vice president will formally declare his intent and unfold his plans on Wednesday, September 24. In announcing his ambition, Atiku says his interest is in the presidency about reforming government, securing the people, and reconciling the nation. On the appointment of Borishade as campaign coordinator, Shehu described him as a well-known political strategist who worked for the victory of the late Shehu Musa Yaradua and thereafter late Moshood Abiola on the platform of the Defense Social Democratic Party, SDP. He also worked as a strategist for President Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999 and 2003 elections. The claims of former Governor of Borno State Ali Modu Sharif that he has no link with the deadly Boko Haram set has come under heavy fire as a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, says he is still not truthful. Sharif's denial of links with Boko Haram is coming on the heels of a damning allegation by an Australian negotiator, Stephen Davies, hired by federal government to negotiate the freedom of the girl students abducted from a school in Chibok, Borno State in April. Davies revealed that all Ali Modu Sharif and former Chief of Army Staff Azubike Ejirika were principal sponsors of Boko Haram. Although Sharif has addressed several press conferences to deny these allegations and has threatened illegal action on the issue, Falana believes he still has more to unveil on his involvement with the terror group.
And attempted to insult the collective intelligence and memory of Nigerians by denying any links with the dangerous, dreaded Boko Haram sect. And I'm expecting him to sue me, because he said he wanted to sue an Australian. You don't need to go to Australia. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in the pocket of your Sokoto. I'm ready to join issues with him, because not only did he sponsor that organization by providing funds for them, in 2003, he had a deal with the Boko Haram sect to get him to win the election. And if he won his re-election, he will compensate the organization. When he won that election, he appointed Alhaji Bugu Foy as the Commissioner for Religious Affairs to implement Sharia in that state. When the man attended the first Executive Council meeting, he discovered that they were all talking about contracts and how to steal money. So he went back to the camp, the Boko Haram camp, and said, where you send me to is Gida Barawi, the house of thieves. I can no longer be part of them. So he was asked to resign, and that was how Foy resigned from the government of Modu Sharif. So to say that you don't know them is the greatest lie.
The federal government has fixed Monday, September 22, 2014 as new schools resumption date. Education Minister Ibrahim Shekarau disclosed this at the end of a meeting with State Commissioners of Education in Abuja. The decision was taken after a review of ongoing efforts to stem the spread of Ebola virus disease in the country.
We decided to call this emergency meeting to consult with all the state's Ministry of Education to decide the next line of action to call our students back to school. Based on all of these, after long deliberations and taking into consideration the welfare, the well-being of the students, and taking into consideration as well the time required to put in place checks and balances in line with the preventive measures in view of the wide spread of our schools in nook and corners of the Federation, we have now agreed that schools, primary and secondary schools, public and private, will reopen and begin formal classes on Monday, the 22nd of September 2014.
We'll take another break now. I'll be back shortly after this timeout. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back again. In sport now, the federal government-backed president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Chris Giwa, says he has no plan to vacate office. Speaking to journalists before heading for Calabar, Giwa insists that there is no crisis in Nigerian football. He added that the World Football Governing Body will not suspend the country.
FIFA is an organization that is not biased. Yes, we have received a letter from FIFA, but I can assure you very, very well that Nigeria will not be suspended.
Are you going to comply? Does it mean you'll comply with the letter?
I think the concern of Nigeria is for Nigeria not to be suspended. I assure you very well that Nigeria will not be suspended.
So the match in Calabar on Saturday, who takes charge? You or
Which kind of question will be this one?
It's a journalist question.
Well, I'm surprised with your question. You are seeing somebody in office and you are saying who takes charge. By the grace of God, I'm in charge by the grace of God, to the glory of God. But I want to say there is no crisis in the football house. Let us not allow what is happening to deceive us as if there is division. I am a member of the football family, Majori is a member of the football family. And I'm sure the both of us will not want anything that will destroy the game.
And finally, pro-Russian rebels and the Ukrainian military accuse each other of breaking a 10 years Kremlin-backed truce only hours after it came into force across the war-battered east. Although the situation overall appeared to be calm, the rival claims underscore the fragility of the deal that aimed to end 5 months of bloodshed but contains no framework for a political solution to an insurgency still threatening to tear apart Ukraine. The ceasefire terms are not being observed. Vladimir Mokhanovich, a leading member of the parliament established by the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, claims. He says Ukrainian units had fired several missiles towards rebel positions on the outskirts of the main insurgent bastion of Donetsk just 3 hours after the truce came into effect at about 15:00 GMT on Friday. In the same vein, Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council spokesman Andrei Lysenko told reporters that the military had recorded a series of provocations by the rebels. The 12-point part signed in the Belarusian capital Minsk is the first backed by both the Kremlin and Kiev since bands of Russian-speaking militias seized a string of government buildings across Ukraine's industrial heartland in early April. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. I'll see you again at top of the hour.